Firstly, can I ask you to welcome Neil Pinder? Many of you will also know Neil, already know Neil. He has spent over 25 years championing diversity in architecture and bringing design to the classroom. As head of architecture at Graveney School in South London, he has inspired a generation of students, many of whom have gone on to win awards and shape the future of our built environment. Beyond the classroom, he has spearheaded nationally recognised initiatives to improve access to architecture for underrepresented groups, including Celebrating Architecture, Homegrown Plus, and GLAM, which is Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Architecture, and Me. Neil holds a number of influential roles across the sector, from honorary professor at the Bartlett to advisor, judge, curator, and mentor. His work has earned him many major awards, including a Lifetime Achievement Award from Sound Advice and Fellowship of the Royal Institute of British Architects. We're delighted to have him with us today to share one of his recent projects. Over to you, Neil.
Very much. I'm sitting here because I've had a hip operation, and so I didn't think I could get up and dance around the room. First of all, good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for inviting me to be on such a distinguished panel. I'd love to thank Adele, who reached out to me. Much appreciated. Som for actually putting it on, and Julia over there, who's my boss. I call her my boss, right? Because we represent NOMA together. And for all the people that have connected to us and come tonight, because you're going to be in for a treat. As I said, my name's Neil Pinder. I'm not an architect. And I say to people, I'm a fake-a-tech, because I never went to architectural school, but I have a passion for architecture. I have a passion for educating young people to be able to represent their own environments, to develop their own environments, to have a say of how their environments are shaped, to have a say in just being young and enthusiastic and passionate about life, which when you get older, some people tend to, the gloss seems to wear off, should we say, right? So, have somebody got a clicker? I haven't got a clicker. So what do I press? Let's hope this goes right. The arrow that goes down. Great. So I created Homegrown Plus as a way of getting young people to actually get into architecture and have a say. So Homegrown Plus, all homegrown are all the young people that I've taught and who have become architects. And I was saying to someone earlier that one of my older architects, he was one of the first diverse students to actually, rather architects, to represent the UK in the Biennale in 2023. He's only the 5th UK citizen to get a Loeb Scholarship to study at Harvard University. And at the moment, he's working for the Mayor of Boston. And that's just one of them. And I mean, I have them at Burberry, Chanel, and all different companies and architectural practices. So tonight, I'm going to share with you a project that we worked with Darb Design, Spears Lighting Company, AK2 Structural Engineering Company, and Caro Communications, who are a PR company for a lot of the major architectural practices. So when I was approached about inclusive cities, this seemed the ideal vehicle that we should look at, voice before vision. So as it says, we should listen to the people of the community. We should listen to the indigenous people of the areas before people start to think about what glossy presentations that they should be doing. So this is voice before vision. And at the end, at the bottom, you'll see some QR codes. So one of them's the website, and one of them's our global network that we get people to link into. So here we are, collaborations. So collaborations are the way we use to move forwards. Collaborations are the vehicles that we need to engage with. So Darb Design is a architectural practice, and it's run by Homegrown Plus's MD, Dennis Austin, who I give a big shout out to. He was the senior architect for Terminal 5, and he worked at Richard Rogers, and he was one of the main persons that actually got us introduced to and opened up doors for Homegrown Plus. Spears Architects, they're a lighting company, so when you're thinking about any infrastructure project, you've got to think about lighting because it gets dark. The community is at the heart, and I can't stress it enough. People try to gloss over the community. People try to exclude some of the underrepresented voices in the community, but they are the most valuable voices that should be heard. We work with architects living in the community. We work with people living in the community, and this is amplified by working with a PR company, because good PR is always good for you. So this is the design, or this is the area that we're looking at. This is London. Inclusive city, design by everyone, shaped by us. So we should be the ones who start to shape what the cities look like, not be told what the cities look like. So what you've got is a map of, a quick shrunk down map of London with the Thames running through it, east to west, north to south. And where the little red dot is, that's where we're going to focus that. An infrastructure project of designing, or sorry, not redesigning, redressing a bridge on Falcon Road. So this bridge, and you'll see it's near Battersea Power Station, which is, some people may think Battersea has been, in brackets, regenerated, or, you know, but we are calling it by a different name, where the indigenous population gets moved out, and the word gentrification moves in. I like to use the word like ethnic cleansing, because they move the generations out, the intergenerational people out, and the Swiss people come in, and they're the ones who are occupying these spaces. So this is an overview. So you can see it's a major arterial route, the Falcon Road, that runs from north to south, and these are the other bridges which at one stage, Thessaly Road was the first bridge that they actually wanted to glam up, to make it look a bit more presentable. Because as you'll see when I explain, these bridges are very old. They have so many different problems, like leaking water, birds dropping on you. Sometimes they're dark, they're dingy, and so if you look at this in a more wider perspective, you can see that this could be any area that needs some sort of upkeeping or upgrading. So what we did is we looked at all of the areas around this particular zone, this particular bridge that draws people in from the north side to the south side. So what we're doing is we looked at four different ways of approaching it. Assemble the voices, then collectively create the vision. So we listen to people, and you'll see this is the main sort of trait that we run all the way through. We want to listen. We have to listen to people. And then you'll see number 2 about change. Change often alienates people, because when you suddenly say to somebody, well, we're thinking of revamping this area or upgrading this area, the indigenous people, the people who have lived there 20, 30, 40 years, who have a real connection to the community, they're the ones that tend to feel that it's not going to be designed for them. And they're the ones who should be taken into consideration, not just the people who are going to come in and spend the money. And then number 3 and 4, as you can read. So moving on. So what we did is we looked at it. Data is useful, but voices are fundamental. And you'll see the captions along the top, and then you'll see the little speech bubbles along the bottom that you can read. So we analysed, we looked, and we saw what the actual situation was. So looking at it in a wider and a more holistic way, you have to take into consideration, you have to look at what was there before, and you have to, think to yourself, what was there before? It may have looked good at the time when it was first built, but as you know, and as everyone knows, over time, even the best buildings, the best places become weather-worn, or they become a bit shabby because of the footfall that passes through them. Then we gather the information, and this is voice before vision. You have to make sure you get as much information, as I was talking with a fellow panelist tonight about gathering information. You have to gather the information, and I didn't want to put loads and loads of data in there, but you have to work out and come up with a criteria of what people would like. And then once you've generally worked it out, you start to broadcast it. So what we did there, we asked bus drivers, because there's a bus sort of stand near there. You have to ask people in the community, what do they want from some of the information that you have gathered about the specific area. And I'm talking broadly now. So wherever you go, you still have to ask these questions and try and extrapolate what the person or the individual or the community actually wants. So moving on. So this is just a drawing that or sketch that represents some of the things. So in this particular bridge, we identified through asking the local community, asking school children, asking people with pushchairs, prams, all different age groups within the community, differently able people, people from diverse backgrounds, culturally diverse backgrounds. So as you see, we graphically put them in. And I'd like to give a big shout out to that man there who just came in the room. This guy is one of Homegrown Plus's, and he actually did all the graphics and the drawings on it. So people like Daniel, Homegrown, Next Generation, they're the people that are looking at it. And he works for Foster's as well. So I'll just give him a shout out there. But as you can look through some of the graphics, you'll see bird droppings. And we communicate visually, not by producing loads and loads of text, which I was told not to put in. Thank you very much. Right, but we communicate these ideas with little speech bubbles, with little drawings, so you can see that the noise was so loud in this tunnel. And this is how you communicate ideas to people, and they become more socially acceptable when you can translate what their fears are, put them into some sort of graphics, and then produce them in, say, a format which is palatable to them. So, here we go, next slide. So, to me, this is a heartfelt slide. I'm sitting in a church in the local community with this woman who's 74 years old. She'd lived in the area for over 40 years. And she was telling me a story about one day she got all dressed up and was going to an interview, walked through the tunnel, and then a bird spoiled all her clothes and she had to go home. So these stories, and through storytelling, that's how you communicate. And that's how you get information from people. And then on the right-hand side of there, where the little dog is, that is where they're doing one of these Reebok CrossFits. So you've got loads of young people who are keeping fit, but they also have ideas of how the tunnel should look like and what it should look like. And the next sketch there is, so I took it into my classroom and I said to the kids, let's come up with some ideas of what you would like this bridge to look like. So on the weekend they went and took pictures of the bridge. So this is what we're communicating, we're connecting with people yet again. But this is the younger age group who, to me, are fearless, and they're the ones who have the passion. So they came back and they took pictures, and one guy said, I saw one guy nearly got mugged there because of etc., etc. And then they came back with all different ideas of how they would want the tunnel to look like. So we took some of their ideas and then after fed them back to them and drew them out and painted them graphically so that they could see. All right, 3 more minutes. Right, quickly, running through this. So what we've identified there is major areas, points that we should look at. That runs from north to south again. I'll quickly run through that one. And then this is running from north to south. This is how we started to cover the canvas, to develop the canvas. If we're looking at painting in a painting way, we start to layer it, add things, essential points to it that we have identified through communicating, talking with the community. That's how we feel that you have to build a place, a society, a community, a city, by layering it with what the community has said, feedback from the community. And then, so quick one. So this is the lighting solutions that we looked at, and how and the bottom out the 3 sketches is how we put a canopy over to stop the birds from dropping and all the water from coming down onto the heads of people as they're walking through the tunnel. We came up with lighting solutions, so it was much brighter, more inclusive environment. We also, I mean, the young people also thought of making a little walkway for people with trolleys and people in wheelchairs. So they look at things from a totally open point of view. Right, so this is one of the final renders of the outside of the outside of the tunnel as you're entering it. So it welcomes, it's got the Winstanley's an estate right to the right of it, a big estate. So we've identified, to get the community involved, we're putting our signage, graphics, so that they can see that they're part of the community as well. And what we did is we opened the road a bit and get into the last one. So this is it. AI, digital. We thought we'd become fully inclusive by being able to project events, project people onto the walls, and the canopy comes over the lights. And as you can see, it's really vibrant. And that's the whole idea about making inner city areas, make them vibrant, make them inclusive. And because we have to work with AI now, and we have to work and communicate sort of different events that happen, we can put them up, ping them up. So there's a fair, there's a bazaar, there's a festival. You can ping up all these events. You can ping up artwork of indigenous people on the walls so that they feel inclusive into the area. You could ping up anything, that sporting events, drama events, acting events, anything that brings the community and makes them feel that they belong to this particular building, this particular structure, and in this case, this particular tunnel. Am I right on time?
You're fine.
Right, yeah, and that was the final render that we did for it. Thank you. Oh, sugar, last slide. Oh, I'll flip
That's
on
all right.
to you.
Did you want
Oh,
to?
there it is.
Oh, yeah.
That was the last slide. Thank you, global family. Namaste.
Thank you.